Hey everybody, welcome to Leon's Chainsaw Parts and Repair. Today is going to be a fun day of stuff not to do, apparently. Looking at the second saw that Chantz sent me, somebody's been through it before. I know it wasn't him. Chantz wouldn't do this kind of stuff. That is a piece of hose jammed in where there should be a duckbill valve. Now it's done exactly what somebody hoped it would do. What the hell is on the back side of this? That's just a piece of hose. Okay. It pinched it off and prevented the tank from leaking. You can see that. Pinched off neck there, which is really neat. But seeing as how the description that I got with this saw was that, hey, it runs, but we got problems with it when we're cutting. Oh, I believe that 100%. Now it is missing the fuel cap gasket also, so that was allowing the tank to vent partially. But you got to remember, as the carburetor's pulling fuel into the to put into the engine, it's going to create a vacuum. That's why that one-way duckbill valve is there. Lets air in, doesn't let air back out. So if you're just sucking against it, it would be like putting your finger over the end of your straw. You'll get somewhere, and then all of a sudden, you're not going to get anywhere. And that's probably what this saw was doing. I'm going to go ahead, since I've got it apart, I'll go through the carburetor and just do somebody a favor and replace that sprocket and get that old style retainer clip off of there and put a new one on that you can use snap ring pliers on. Those are a miserable bastard. I've never put one on camera because, yeah, the language that I have to use in order to get those off isn't very pretty. And there are, a ton of, hey, this works, that works out there, Yeah, they all work some of the time, and the rest of the time it's just a pain in the butt until you can get the thing off of there. But anyway, I'm pretty sure the carburetor is going to be fine. I'm going to check it, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be fine. And what was happening was it was forming a vacuum in that tank, so it'd probably start and idle great. Go make a cut or two, and then it was probably leaning out. But anyway, I'll get it all back together. We'll come back for a test run. Okay, this thing is ready for a test run. It had a few more surprises lurking, like the hoses for the oil tank needed replaced. That was no big surprise, but the sintered tube and duckbill valve were completely gone, so I can guarantee that was not helping with its running characteristics either. Another air leak. So, haven't test fired this one yet. Don't know what we're going to get. I would imagine it's going to be horribly out of tune, but let's hope we can at least get it to run. I'm going to go ahead and reset. Oh yeah, that was set really lean. I'm going to go to 1.5 turns open. That should be too rich, but it also should start it. Starting to get worried there. So the trick you want to use when you're trying to tune one of these saws, it's not really a trick, but you want it to be smooth. When you tap the throttle, it should rev up with no stumble. It should come back down to idle when you let off the trigger, and it should be stable. The speed shouldn't drop. If it does, you're still a little bit rich, and if it starts to speed back up, you're probably a little bit lean. Fine tune it. I mean to shut that off. I want to test the oiler, but I guess I can explain it without yelling. I'm going to drop oil right at the outlet hole there, and we're going to look for a bubble. Okay, I don't know if any part of that made it on camera. That angle's pretty rough, but it bubbled. So rather than fill this thing full of oil just to have it leak on the trip back, because they always manage to trip a little bit, I like to do that whenever possible. So anyway, it's running good. It wasn't as far out of tune as I would have expected, but that starter shouldn't be hanging up. That's a classic sign of swollen rope. These old pulleys, especially if this has the original single wrap pulley in it, are really susceptible to that rope swelling up at all. And oil and gas like to swell things up. Yeah, that's the original. See how thick that rope has gotten? That's what size it should be. So, anyway, Chantz, this guy is pretty much ready to go. I'm going to get this starter serviced and get it back together. Man, I don't think there was anything missing on this. I went ahead and put that new sprocket on. This one looks pretty complete, so yeah, we'll see what number 3 has to offer.